people. Cheesy, unique.
Yo, 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 yo. What's up? Yo, yo, it's Unique and Cheese. Here we go. It's Unique and Cheese. Let's start the show. It's Unique and Cheese. Here we go. It's Unique and Cheese. Let's start the show.
That was cool.
Yeah, you're there.
You're there.
I'm there.
You are there. I'm here.
If
Yes.
not, we'll
Cheese
edit
is
you
here.
in.
Yes.
Weezy's there.
Yes.
What's up?
What's up, everybody? It's the Unique and Cheese Show. I am DJ Unique.
I am Cheese.
We got a special guest. We are live at the Ha Cafe. Came here to meet our brother Big Weezy. Big Weezy and the Hazy. What up, Big Weezy?
What's up? I didn't even know we was going live, man. I didn't put no.
We not
makeup.
live. We not live. We're gonna record it and then we're gonna post it later.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh. In that case, this is like fake news. We fake live from the Ha, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I mean we are actually alive in the moment at the Ha.
Dude, I just fucked up the whole deal. You had a great intro going, right?
It's all good,
That's all
man.
And then I got involved with that white people thinking. And just fucked it all up. I'm sorry. Let me
It's
go
okay.
back to nigga thinking. We live?
Yeah, we live.
What's up, baby? What's up, Daytron? Yeah, Daytron, this show, nigga. All right.
That's right.
Got that all in.
Now the way we normally kick off the show is I ask Mr. Cheese how his week was.
Yes.
And then I'll talk a little bit about how my week was. And then sometimes we talk about current affairs and things like that.
Yes.
But normally we just hit record, let it go,
Let it go.
and see what comes of it.
All right. So then what you're saying is basically the first 45 minutes is taken up. I can just come back.
Not even 45 minutes, maybe 4 to 5 minutes.
Oh, because, after meeting Cheese, I know that he had a fucked up week.
Did he? Did you?
No, not really.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh.
that's why I tell jokes and don't read minds.
There you go.
But how was your week, Mr.
My week
Cheese?
was pretty cool. My son got sick again, dude.
Again?
Again.
Fucking nasty kids at
Yeah,
school.
dude,
You
no.
got cheering?
Huh?
You got cheering?
Yeah, but all my children are grown.
Grown.
I mean, my
So they
youngest,
survived.
My youngest child is 40.
Oh, wow.
What?
That's
I believe,
right.
yeah, 39 and 40. And-
Really?
But wait a minute. When you don't do what you're supposed to do when your kids get sick,
What's
well,
up?
you don't take them to the doctor. You don't take an emergency.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
post that shit on Facebook and let everybody give you them fucked up remedies.
Oh.
That's how it works.
So you say my kid is shitting all the time. What do I need to do about the kid shitting all the time?
And then you're going to get some pretty good advice. I can't tell you what that is because,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't really get on Facebook. Well, I do, but I don't really. But I'm just letting you know, when I posted I was sick the other day, people made some great suggestions. Like go to the doctor, eat some chicken soup,
Uh-huh.
eat, eat panana.
Banana.
That was the one I took.
sounds
And
like
let me tell
Pepe.
you, it cured me. It was
Would you have diarrhea?
No.
Constipation?
No, my left
I'm
foot was,
drinking,
my
I don't
left
know.
leg was swollen.
Your left leg was swollen. Somebody say eat a banana?
No, eat a vagina.
Eat a vagina.
Right.
No,
So-
you should have did Kool-Aid with no sugar.
No, absolutely not.
You would
What
have
do
Kool-Aid with no sugar over some
first
pussy?
thing,
No, that'll help his leg, though, the swelling.
the swelling went down once she rubbed it on the leg.
Her pussy?
Yes.
Ooh.
It's amazing.
The cure's in the juice.
Whoa.
Goodness. And it tasted like motherfucking barbecue ribs.
Ribs?
She might need to get that checked out.
Yeah.
No, as far as I'm concerned, it was perfect.
You greedy.
Yeah, it was nice and rich just the way I like it. Had a little pineapple flavor to it.
Yeah.
Tasted like Woody's. Woody's over on Slauson and Crenshaw.
Wow.
You
Yeah.
think when they created their menu, they was like, man, we need something that tastes like pussy, man. What's the closest thing we got? And they made some barbecue sauce.
What?
That
That's
would
gross.
probably, even if that's not true, it is now. We've just put it out there.
We just put it out there.
We just put it out there. So even if it wasn't true, we just put it out there.
Pussy's
So-
an acquired taste. I don't think it tastes
I
like
don't
barbecue
know.
sauce.
You know what my problem is with pussy? I mean, I know we're getting off subject because it's really about cheeses.
No, it's all love.
We're gonna
And
get
it
back to
was
the sick
a-
son, but
right,
right,
and his
yeah.
son was sick, and I'm not suggesting. How old's your son?
6.
Yeah, he's too young to be eating pussy anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
You know, he
not-
just came
I
out of
don't
one
even-
6 years
Yeah.
ago.
Lord have mercy.
But
How did we get here? I'm uncomfortable.
I mean, you know what I'm saying. But I'm just what you people are crazy.
Yeah.
What I'm suggesting is that I don't know what I'm suggesting. We were just talking about pussy, and it just
Yeah.
What was I talking about with
Nothing.
the pussy?
Jeez,
That's
yeah,
You're
right.
talking about
Your son
you
was
was sick. But, okay.
Yes,
So
yes.
yeah, basically he was sick, and how we starting to figure out how he got sick because
Uh-huh.
he didn't have school last week because Glendale District had their spring break. So basically he stayed home with me all day. So he was at work with me all day, and I
So
work
you
with
got him
kids
sick.
too. but I work with kids, so
Uh-huh.
I think he's 7 likes to put his hands all on the floor.
Hold on a second.
And then put
What's his
hand,
name?
7,
Like the number.
like the number.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, and he put his hand in his mouth. So I'm thinking that's what happened.
He picking up
You know
the
what I'm
germs and
saying?
shit off the
Yeah,
floor,
dude,
putting his hands in his mouth.
And it
Yeah,
was
it happens.
the worst ever, dude.
What kind of sick? Was it the shitty sick or was it the
Both.
sneezy sick?
Throwing up and
Oh,
pooping, dude.
damn.
Like it was.
I don't
was
think that's
so,
just germs
and
off
it
the
was
floor.
Not, you don't think so?
I don't think so. I'm
What
not a
is
doctor or
that?
nothing, but that's not just
Yeah.
germs. That's some extra shit.
I felt so bad for him, man. But anyway, other than that, he got well. He got better. He's doing 100% now, but we make sure he don't put his hand in his mouth all the time. That's
Word.
hard to do when you're a 6-year-old, you know.
Yep.
Hold on a second. I put my hand in my mouth all the time when I was 6 years old. And you see how I turned out.
Yeah.
Okay. May have something a little. Okay. Let me take that back.
Y'all
Let me
keep
take
your
that back. 'Cause,
kids' hands out their
doesn't-
mouth.
Nobody wants 479-pound children. All right. But I'm just saying. I'm still
I
alive.
thought you was like at least 350.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Technically, if I weigh 479 and you say you thought I was at least 350, you're still right because I am at least 350.
You already
Now we know why his child's named 7.
It's a,
All right, I got to stop messing with that because you couldn't mess with nobody's kids. But can I ask
it's
you
all
why
right.
7 instead of 6?
It's I'll give you the short version. Basically, it's biblical. God's perfect number for completion, basically, and it was my favorite number since I was a kid. Because in the Bible, it always had God made the, 7 days and all
Word.
these good things.
Man,
So
here I
Ken-
am making fun, and there's actually a good kick-ass story behind it.
Yeah.
All the faces and everything I was making when his head was turned, and I was saying it should have been 9 and 8. I don't know why he picked 7.
Yeah.
There's a real reason for it. Disregard all those faces.
Yeah. And number
So
one.
wait a minute. So can he do no wrong? So maybe
No,
even
he's
fucking
not-
up your house, that's
Yeah.
still my perfect child.
No, of course not.
gonna fuck up the house perfectly.
No.
All my kids are grown, and even when they made mistakes, I still love them to death. Because you know what the best part is?
What's that?
Like, Q, you got any kids?
I got 3 of them.
3. And
My
what's
youngest turned 13
His
yesterday.
kid's taller
All
than
right.
Happy
and,
birthday
And
to
what's your
Kira.
oldest?
My oldest is 16.
Okay. You haven't gotten to the best part.
What's the best part when they move the fuck out?
No.
Oh.
I mean, that's kind of, yes. But, no. The best part is when they're, past 20, 21.
Okay.
All of them it always gets great. Today, I
Yeah,
picked my son up, Shamari, from the airport. He's kind of semi-famous. He was in New York modeling and everything.
Okay,
I
hey
picked
now.
him up from the airport, and we were talking about the nasty comments that people make on your Instagram and things like that. And he turned to me and he said, the reason I have all the confidence that I have in my ability and what I do is because of what you taught me and how you trained me.
I like that.
Right.
What
And
did you teach him? How did you train him? What do you mean?
Well, confidence is really arrogance, but you don't have to be arrogant about it. Okay, and you don't have to tell people about it. What you're really doing, in fact, is you're exhibiting the ability to know that you can get it done regardless if someone supports you or not.
Word.
All right, so that's what confidence is. All right, and in my opinion, that's not the Webster's version of what it is, but in my opinion, that's what it is. So what he saw growing up is that I am a very large human being, and I never let it affect me in any way, shape, or form. When it came to his mother or even my first wife, or subsequently he's seen the unnatural beauty that seems to follow me wherever I go.
Word.
And and it's always been about confidence. And what happens is I don't lack in that. It's not no big deal. I don't see any of this. Someone's got to point this out too.
Word.
Right, and so that's what he learned. He learned that because my son is gay. All right,
Okay.
and we've never talked about that. And I only bring it up when at this point is to let you know that he doesn't view himself as gay. He's a human being
He's just a
Amen.
human
who
being.
just
Word.
happens
That's right.
to like
Word.
people of the same sex.
Right.
Yeah.
There is no difference.
Right.
I even do a routine on stage about it sometimes if it was turned around. Right? And 2 guys were sitting we're like you and I are sitting here together and we're like, oh my God, is that nigga straight? I bet you that nigga straight. What is the world coming to?
Yeah, that's dope.
What? Can you believe a motherfucker does not like dick? I don't know what the hell's going right?
I do this tour, and we went to a school in New Jersey, and I wish I remembered the name of it. But it seemed like everybody in that school was either homosexual or bisexual.
Right.
And yes, they looked at heterosexual people like, what is wrong with you? It's
Right.
I think I was like 2017. It's like, it's 2017. You just like one type of whatever. It's like, yeah.
Well, that's not even what the big problem is for me. The big problem is that you have to announce it.
Yeah.
Okay? All right?
But do you still have to do that?
Well, I don't know because I will see it in the media every now and then because I really don't watch the news. Since I know that some of it, a lot of it's not really true, ladies and gentlemen, but not all of it. But so what happens is that when they're discussing someone's sexuality because it's not straight, that bothers me. All right, because I don't apply for a job, get hired, go in the office, and everyone in the office is trying to figure out if I'm gay or not. If I walk a certain way and talk a certain way, they just assume I'm straight.
Word. Yeah.
But if I'm not, or have a mannerism that they don't think, then it becomes a thing. Well, how do we know? Who's going to ask? Who's going to find out?
Wow.
It's such a fascinating phenomenon to me that people are so, and it's really based on insecurity.
Word.
It's based on insecurity, in my opinion. That's my opinion. So I could care less when I meet someone what they're, if they're flamboyant or not flamboyant, or what they wear or not they wear, or what they're not wearing, makes no difference to me.
Word.
And my son's never had to come out to me.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's crazy. The way that I knew my son was gay, he's about 17 years old, got in the back seat with another boy, and remember he put his head on his shoulder. That's how I knew.
Word.
All right, and right then I was like, shit, I still love my son as much as I ever did. Nothing never changed.
Word.
That's dope.
So
It's a beautiful thing.
but that's me. I know some fathers have a problem with it and everything. I'm just pissed off none of my daughters became dancers.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because what happens is imagine going to a club, right? And then bitches slide down, upside down, flapping it, making that shit shake, and you can say, ha, didn't I raise my daughter right? Right? You can't do it right? No, never happens. Why? Well, it's the same as when your son's playing Little League Baseball, and he hits all right, or throws a great pass.
Yeah.
I know, I'm a little crazy with my comedy, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know if I would be at a club and I'd be so happy if I saw my daughter sliding down the pole. And just I don't know if I could cheer that
Well,
on.
that's where the
got something on
confidence
that.
comes
Yeah.
in. See, that we talked about earlier. Because even if I didn't like it, no one would be with me would know.
Yeah.
All right. I get home later and say, listen, and then I tell you not to come down upside down like that.
If you're going to clap your ass right.
Do it like right. Do it like your mama and your grandmama and and Medea. Back in the day, Medea invented that move. God damn it.
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm sorry. God damn it. I forgot. Sorry.
How else was your week?
Oh, my week, man, you guys, I love the conversation, how, I like it. But my wife today ran the LA Marathon.
Oh.
How'd she do?
She did excellent.
You should keep the
I'm
mic
so
in front of your
proud
mouth.
her.
You going like this. You going
Yeah. What?
keep it in front of your
You
mouth.
know what?
but
You're
it's
not
gotta be
gonna
cool.
keep messing with me, okay?
Then do it right.
No, you ain't see. This is what I go through.
Because he don't
Just
do it
pray
right.
for me, man.
Well,
she do?
I'd love to pray for you,
Yeah.
Cheese, but I don't know you well enough to see if I want to pass on those blessings. Well, no,
Lord, have mercy.
you got to have standards. You know what I'm saying? Why pray for somebody you don't know that well? You got to say for somebody you might know better. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
True
I
that.
just met you, Cheese, 45 minutes
come
ago.
on, man.
Yeah.
I
And-
pray
Look,
for you.
all right.
In an hour, we'll
look,
see.
Look, Cheese, right? Tonight you're driving home. You wake up in the morning. What happened? Oh, man, you're not going to believe it. Big Weezy, he died in a car crash last night.
yeah.
You're like, oh, my God. I feel so bad. So we having toast? Because that's our relationship. Right?
I wouldn't say so. Not for me,
Well,
man.
I know not for you
probably
because
would-
I can
would
tell
share-
that
I
you.
would share. I'm a little sensitive.
So you're going to
You know what
shed
I'm
some
saying?
tears.
Oh yeah, of course, man. I pray for your
Now
family, your
I'm
son,
going to
your
note
daughters, all that good
and
stuff.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
so
man.
so I'm just saying. So what happens is the longevity of the
But I
the
get it.
relationship.
I'm not sensitive. I get it. I get
Yeah,
it.
it's
It don't have to be mutual.
No, it's going to be mutual now because it's on fucking tape. this shit lives forever.
Right?
Right? You know, what if I decide to run for president?
Yeah.
20 years from now.
You didn't pray for me.
When I'm 80, because in 20 years I'll be 80 years old. I know black don't crack; it just stretches.
Turn up.
And what happened is I'm running for president, right? And they say, do you believe in God? Absolutely, I do, but not according to this tape we have right here, where you said you wouldn't pray for cheese because you only knew it for 45 minutes. But then we were telling jokes. Then, well, that didn't look like that. Cheese didn't have that look on his face. Cheese said
they couldn't wait to
he
find
was
some
going to pray
footage
for
like
your
that.
whole family if
Right?
something happened to you.
So how'd Camille do on the marathon?
She did
this
good.
past
She
weekend?
what is it? How do you say it? Like her numbers, they didn't. She ran. I think her time was even a little longer because she
Word.
got sick on the way and
man.
all that stuff. And then she,
Long as she finished.
yeah,
finished?
she did. She finished. Of
Sweet.
course, she finished.
Congratulations, Camille.
Yeah,
Shit.
Congratulations.
I have no idea what it feels like to run.
Yeah, and that's 26 miles, man.
God
I thought I
damn.
don't even drive that far, so.
That's
I
That's
drove
great.
a long
45
run.
miles a day so
Yeah.
far,
Yeah.
and she ran 26
Yeah,
miles.
26 miles, and her
That's
brother
long.
ran with her too. So
Word.
congratulations, Carlo, aka, what is it?
I don't know his nickname. Big tall Filipino.
He's Filipino?
The tall Filipino. He be run.
So they got them good
He
looking
run.
children.
He run. Go run.
They all right.
They all right? After he just praised his wife
Right.
running the marathon,
They
and it's
all
the
right.
brother-in-law's kids. They ain't really that shit. They okay, They thought they was gonna look a little different when
I
they
can't.
came
I can't
out.
believe I can't remember my dude's name though. What?
Don't worry about
Wow.
it. Brain freeze. Brain
It's like
freeze.
10 years later.
No, it's Carlo. That's his real name.
Word. Oh, what his nickname
But
is?
I don't. My head just like. What's
Back,
the
back.
thing with the?
You
with
don't know
the,
his gangster name?
No, Chewy. It's late, Chewy.
That's not
This
even
dude
a
got-
gangster name.
No,
That's
it's
a
not.
regular Mexican name.
My-
If your
my-
name has
yeah.
Jesus and if you're Latino and your
Yeah,
name
yeah.
has Jesus, Chewy comes along with it. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
being
yeah.
William
Yeah.
and they call you Bob
Yeah.
or Bill.
Yeah.
But
But
Bill.
my son gave him that name though.
Chewy?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
when he
Keep
was
letting them think
like
you gave
really
him that
small.
name.
He thought he looked like Chewbacca.
Chewbacca?
Yeah, Chewbacca.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
because
funny.
he's tall.
Uh-huh.
So and then he didn't say the whole name, so he just said Chewy, and it just
Word.
stuck.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well,
So
you did
congratulations
right. Yeah,
to Camilla
congratulations.
and
Congrats,
Chewy.
man. I'm proud of you.
Y'all took one for the team. I wouldn't. My goal in life is to one day
Yeah.
do that shit.
Is
Yeah.
the run a
But it's in
marathon?
it's in the back. Like
Yeah.
and it's on my bucket list
Hey,
like Will Smith.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I felt bad. I was complaining because we were waiting on them. It was like 30 minutes. I was like, when they gonna get here? I'm tired. Like, damn.
Hurry up!
Just so you understand,
That's funny.
the world-class marathon is normally finished within 2 hours to 10
Yep,
minutes on the men,
exactly.
2 hours
Is
and
that
a
the
half.
Africans?
Yeah, the 2.5 hours normally
Yeah.
on the women's end.
Yeah.
So I would have probably gave my wife a kiss at the beginning and said, honey, I'll see you at the finish line.
Hilarious.
Left, bought 2 tickets to a movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Watched the movie,
See,
ate the popcorn,
he
had
knows.
some hot dogs.
Exactly.
Leave there, fill up the tank on the gas.
That's hilarious.
Take the kids home, let them have a nap. Like then wake 7 up and say, 7, let's go see your mom now. She should be finishing. Then get there, and then as you're driving there, you'll be saying like, "Oh my God, they've taken all the barriers to the race down," right?
Yeah.
Because they normally start taking those down in
Exactly.
about
You're
3
right.
hours.
You're right.
But she's a trooper.
Yes.
And she's still running that.
She's still
motherfucker.
running.
She's still running.
She was too. You
Right.
ain't lying.
And
It was like you was there.
It's almost like I could see.
Exactly.
And then what happens? You're there.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you know what? There's no one there holding the tape up. So you and 7, you reach down.
Wow.
You look for the tape.
Yes.
You can't
Wow.
find it.
Yes.
So you take your shoestrings out.
Yes.
You make a makeshift tape.
Yes.
You hold it out.
This is a good movie.
And then she crosses
Yes.
it. And then you realize you're 10 feet too close. You have to do it again.
Yes.
Because you have to move up another 10 feet.
Yes.
But then you do it.
Yeah.
She finishes. And then you look around and you say, hey, where's Carlo? He's
Carlo.
another half hour away. Fuck it. That's the brother-in-law. And you guys late.
There you go.
See, this is where I would kind of mess up the whole situation because
How
I'd be
would
so
you do
excited.
it?
You'd
You
be like,
so
you
rude.
did your thing, girl. Oh my God, you're so beautiful right now. And after 26 miles of running, I'd still want to fuck. And I know
Right,
that she'd
right.
be too tired.
That
to fuck.
part's true.
And I'd still be
Yeah.
trying to get me some like, hey, look, you did a good job today. You know what I'm saying? You were so sexy. Me watching you run, you know what I'm saying? You got one more mile in you.
Yes.
Let me get that last
Well,
mile.
you know
out
what?
you.
You are a
I'm
dirty
about
dog.
to
I
do
am.
something I normally don't do.
Uh-oh.
What's that?
I don't normally run the Big Weezy game on tape.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I mean, every people that follow me on Facebook know that I love to write love quotes and relationship stuff. But this is how I would get the pussy for sure, 100%.
Okay, turn up. Here we go.
Oh, my God, babe. You're so amazing. For months you've worked so hard. You've done exactly what you needed to do. You've sacrificed yourself.
I need music in the background.
And I've just held back. In this moment, I am so proud of you, and I love you so much and so deeply that I want some of that marathon pussy, babe. Now, you're probably tired. Don't worry.
Y'all gonna make my wife so uncomfortable on this moment.
This ain't just about her. This is all about marathon pussy. This is all
It's
the
all
marathon
about
pussy.
it. And I know how tired you are in those legs. So the first thing I want to do is I want to draw your bath. I'm going to put that special fragrance you love so much. I'm going to rub your legs. I'm going to rub you down really good, babe. And I just want you to lay there. Just to make sure you don't lay there, I'm going to handcuff you to the headboard, honey.
Oh, goddamn.
Because that's how much I love you.
Damn, are you Popo?
No, CSI, goddamn it, CSI. Because I'm about to fingerprint my ass all over that shit. That's it. And then pretty much I'm going to say 90% I'm going to get that tired ass pussy.
Word. All right.
That's that tired ass pussy.
All right.
So how was your week, my brother?
My week was pretty good. This week kicked off the first week of the High School Nation tour, so shout out to all the schools that we went to. I mean, we had a great first week. It rained. Two of the shows it rained.
Really?
Which was unfortunate because we were going hard. We were going so hard, and them students were ready.
They were ready.
And then once the rain hit, half the students went inside. The other half stayed outside. They were like, "Fuck it," we just gonna get wet.
Yeah.
So big shout out to the Plain White Tees, to James Barr, to Isla, to Go Go Gadget, to Crimson Apple, Carrie Metters. I don't know all the artists that were on the other stage. I just know the artists that were on the stage.
You're not reading the paper? You just remember that?
I've been announcing them all week, so
you're pretty good.
So I remember.
Really
For you to be smoking weed, can I say that on air?
Yeah. I don't really smoke that much, but yeah, I smoke.
Yeah, you used to.
So great first week. Looking
can't
forward
do
to spending the next 7 weeks with you guys. It's been an awesome ride. Thursday, I got the DJ event for The Last Man Standing. So congratulations to them for 7 successful seasons, 150 episodes.
Where's that televised at?
I think it's one of them stations. It has Tim Allen in it. So it was cool to see them. Good partying with them. And then last night, I did a party for the TV show Mom. So
that's fantastic. I haven't watched that show for a long time, but it's a good show.
Yeah.
I just watched
Tim
the
Allen's show.
outtakes.
Tim Allen's show is a good show because it survived the network change.
Word.
All right, it survived the network change and it's on Fox now.
Word.
And of course, Tim Allen's one of the legendary comedians
Yes,
in our business.
Yes, he is.
And the fact that you get to work in that atmosphere is fantastic.
Yeah. So it was 2 great parties, 2 excellent parties. Only thing I kind of shot myself in a foot, or I kind of kicked myself a little bit. I wanted a picture with Jamie Presley.
Who is that?
She was on White Chicks. Wasn't she on White Chicks?
She may have been. I can't remember.
I'm trying to remember what other movie she was in. Yeah, she was one of the chicks in White Chicks. Okay. She's bad. She bad. That's a bad white
bad
girl.
in Hollywood.
That's a bad
people
white
actually
girl.
don't. People that don't work with celebrities have no idea how small they really are.
Oh.
All right,
and
their heads look a little bit bigger than normal too, but they are the tiniest people on earth just to look good on camera.
Word.
And it's amazing. All right, because I get away with some of the stuff that I shouldn't get away with. What can I say? I always play the same part, bodyguard at the door.
Word.
But still, those people are small.
Yeah.
So they were entertained.
Yeah.
So I had my opportunity to get my picture with her because she came up. She was like, "Oh my God, do you have a card?" Like they was always having a good time and shit. So instead of just sneaking in, because she was like, "What's your name?" I'm like, "Hi, I'm Quay," and she's like, "Oh, hi, I'm Jamie." And I should have just been like, "Oh yeah, I know who you are." Like, you know what I'm saying? I got a semi. I know who you are.
Yeah.
So I just should have got my picture then, but I didn't. I stayed professional and was just like, boom, boom. Yeah. Gave her info and shit.
Cool.
So good times.
Yeah.
Great week. Happy birthday to Kira. It was Kira's birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yesterday.
Kira.
Turned 13. I got a house full of teenagers now.
Yeah.
Got all teenagers.
That's rough.
That's crazy.
So
because now you got 3 people that think they know what the hell's going on.
yeah. My son, I would say his teenage phase, I think it's over now. We had about 2 solid years. We were ready to kill that little nigga. Like, it was like, who are you right now?
Right.
But now I think he's back on track.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've just got a house full of teens. And
Well, you have a lot to deal with, though. You know, my first set, I didn't have to deal with any social media. There was no internet. There was no Facebook.
Crazy.
There was no nothing.
My kids are on that shit, but they're not on that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Me and KK are fortunate enough to have, like, we got, like, little nerdy kids.
Right.
In a sense. You know what I'm saying? They're not
Yes.
trying to be cool. They're not trying to be whatever the latest and greatest. Like, they're not on none of that.
Yes.
So we are very fortunate that we don't have to put up with
That's
stereotypical youngins in our household. Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah,
Because
we're
I
super
could not
lucky.
imagine, you know, my youngest son, of course, he was right all into that. But he's the only one that followed the rule. And this
Word.
was the rule. The rule was if you got straight A's, there were no rules.
Got you.
Oh.
I feel you
All
on
right.
that. Yeah.
If it was Tuesday night, you could say, I'm going to a party. I'll be home at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And that flew.
Word.
All right. And he was a straight A student from the time I could remember to then. So he was always out there doing his thing.
Word.
And always doing his thing. And so, you know, with the social media thing, he became, you know, as a child, of course, as a child actor, you know, he had some fame. And, of course, you know, now he's a model, and that's his deal. But, you know, it was rough. The rough part was when he's calling you up at 17 years old to pick him up 2 o'clock in the morning and he's drunk as fuck. Okay? And I'm like, yeah, but he's following the rules.
Yeah, but you're following the rules.
And
which is kind of how society is. You know what I'm saying? If you are legitimately handling your business, you can almost do whatever the fuck you want to do. Kind of, in a sense. I'm not saying like murdering nobody, no crazy shit like that. But I'm just saying if you are, you know what I'm saying, you got a decent job, you making money, you handling your business, you get away with just a little bit more shit because they know that you handle your shit.
Well, you know what? With me, it was just I had to keep my word.
Word.
You know, I had already thought it out. I always knew that this was a possibility. Right, you know, especially when he was like in the 3rd grade, 4th grade, all right, and you don't see him doing homework, you don't see him studying, but he's not really watching TV, he's not really listening to music because he's always getting his business done. He was getting his homework done before he came home.
Smart.
Right, so he had no bedtime like everybody else. All right, from I pretty much say 3rd grade on, he had no bedtime. You didn't have to, you know, we had to wake him up in the morning, but. You know, and his 13 years old, that was he's probably the hardest I've had. My daughter Shirley, my oldest, I thought was rough, but he took the prize.
Wow.
You know, but 23 years old now, the man's the man.
What kind of shit was he on when he was 13?
Oh, God. It was always about popularity and friends. Okay? And, of course, as an actor, he got lots of attention. And his friends were famous. Okay. Even before they were famous. You know, like, you know, the Kylie Jenners and those people. You know, before who they are now, they were friends. I'll give you for instance, you know, he played Joseph in the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat as a 7th grader. All right. And that normally goes to the 8th graders. But he was very talented. My son is extremely talented. And he could really sing his ass off. He had everybody crying when he was singing in that play. So I knock on his bedroom door later, all right, and he come in, and he's because there was no FaceTime then. I don't think it was called Skype. But anyway, he's talking to Randy Jackson from
American Idol.
From American Idol.
The super producer.
And that's just, you know, in the 7th grade. That's just who the people he used to get connected to. You know, and sometimes we'd be on the set and I would meet someone, you know, but when he first started, and he told me that's what he wanted to do. I'll never forget what I told him. I said, this is different. You know, your life will be different if you become recognizable, or an influencer now, as they call them. Your life will be different. And he had no problem with that. You know, privacy and all those things, he had no problem with it. He said, let's go for it. I want to do it. And he's been doing it. You know, we're not, all of us aren't that lucky to say we're going to do something when we're 7 years old and do it.
Which is a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing. You know, I'm lucky I do stand up now. I always wanted to do it. I didn't start until I was 50.
Really?
Didn't start until I was 50.
When did you have the itch to do it?
Oh, I had the itch to do stand up comedy when I was probably 6 or 7 years old.
What kept you from pursuing it?
My
Until you were
family
50?
needed to eat because I was a very young parent.
Okay.
Okay, and at 21 years old, you got to eat. You can't feed your family on what comedians make when you're a young comedian in this business.
Got you.
You know, I mean, most people don't know this, but even if you make a lot of money on the road, when you're here in Los Angeles, you get up there and do 10, 15 minutes, you'll get $25.
Word.
All right? Or as we call it, gas money.
Sometimes
you'll do a private show, you'll get $100 or whatever.
Really?
Right. Versus when I'm out working with my boss, who's a legend, who'll give me, $2,500 for one night.
What? How much time?
Oh, basically about 12 minutes.
12 minutes, $2,500 after you've paid your dues.
After you paid your dues.
After
so
you
if
prove
you do
that you're funny.
and I was the lowest paid.
Wow.
I was the lowest paid.
Wow.
Yeah, because you got people on there who've worked a long time with this man, and he's loyal to you.
Yeah. Okay, so let's backtrack to 50.
Yep.
How did you step into the game at 50? Like, just about kids graduated out the house, you know what I'm saying? More financially stable.
None of that.
Word.
I went bankrupt.
Okay.
I had a behavior management company, had a couple of restaurants. Went bankrupt. And when I went bankrupt, didn't have that much cash. I should have had millions. But I never knew I was going to go out of business, so I spent millions.
Word.
Now I'm too fat and too old for someone to hire. I'm a liability. I wouldn't hire me. She'll break my furniture. Health costs would be too high. This nigga will need at least 2 weeks vacation, one week to recover.
What would you get a job with? Were you a chef or?
No, I was an entrepreneur.
Word.
I didn't go to college, because I wanted to go into business right away. I started working for McDonald's. McDonald's taught me everything I needed to know to run a business.
Nice.
Everything
wow.
I did. People have
Holy
no
shit.
idea. That's the best kept secret. I don't know how it is now. But back in the late 70s and the 80s, if you could work there and go through their training program, you could run anything. I ran into a guy that owns 3 UPS stores, and he started working for McDonald's.
Holy shit.
Damn.
Best training in the world. You can run anything.
What's the secret in the sauce at McDonald's?
I have no idea, but that Big Mac sauce is
Those
good
fries.
as fuck.
Word. Fried you. That's amazing.
But that was the training. So one day, my oldest daughter, I'm sitting around floundering for a couple of years. Money's running out. Wife's looking at me like, nigga, what you gonna do besides sit around in your underwear and be on Facebook? And I made a comment. My daughter says, you're not funny. You're not a comedian. You don't get paid. 4 days later, I was at the Ha Ha Comedy Club.
Word, right
That's
here.
how it got started. Well, this is a new Ha Ha. The old Ha Ha used to be down the street.
Okay.
But that's where I got started. That's how I got started. I went to comedy school because I realized, damn, I've been funny all these years, but for the wrong reasons.
So they actually do they still have a comedy school?
There's comedy schools and classes all over the place.
Nice.
You saw all those people when you walked in tonight?
Yes.
Those were just at a graduation show that started tonight earlier, 7 o'clock.
Shit.
Bunch of new comedians and foundation. I highly recommend it. People always say, oh, my God. You look at the legends, they get up there, they didn't go to comedy. Man, those guys know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. I can sit there and watch them and tell you what's happening. Structural wise, and the proper terminology of what they're doing on stage, where new comedians don't, and they don't understand the art form. That's why I like to come back here to my home club, like I did tonight. And I'll get on the stage here where we do open mic, and I'll talk to them for about 2 minutes first before I start working on my new things. I'll let them know what our art form is. What our art form is it's really not about the funny. What we do is we replicate the same material every time and make it look like it's never been done before. That's what our art form is. All right? And so when I'm sitting there and I'm watching Cat Williams in front of 9,000, 10,000, and 12,000 people. All right. The only difference is the first 15 minutes. The first 15 minutes is dedicated to that city. The next 45 minutes, everything. Where he is on the stage, the act outs, where he falls, everything. It is all exactly the way it's supposed to be. It is the best, most spectacular comedy show you can see in America.
Wow.
All right. And I mean, I knew it was coming.
Uh-huh.
And I would be falling on my ass laughing. And I knew it was coming because that's how great this man is at what he does.
Wow. Shout out to Cat Williams.
Right. So, that is just unbelievable. I'm just lucky. I'm the luckiest man in the world that we're friends now.
Nice. Well, that's like present day. I want to work our way up to that.
Yeah.
So you do the comedy school. You're at the Ha Ha. You're doing shows. What venues are around here in LA that you can go work out? And I don't know, what do you get, like 5 minutes to get on stage, try out your shit, and then you move on to the next one?
Well, actually, if someone wants to be a comedian, you can pretty much Google open mic, but there are some sites. I haven't been on them for a long time. I don't know if they still exist, but there used to be badslava.com, BADSLAVA.com, and that would have a lot of the open mics all over the world.
Yeah. Wow.
All right. So you could be in another country and pull up comedy open mic. All right.
Go there and try your shit.
You can go there and do your stuff. Because open mic is really about practice. It's about practice. It's not about being funny. When you first start, you're trying to be funny, you're trying not to bomb, but everyone doesn't know the process. And so, they're really practicing bad habits. And that's why you go to school, to learn what the good habits are.
Okay.
You don't want to practice, because you can do open mic for 15 years. If you're bad, you're going to be bad. All right? But that's the process of how you get started. And then, it's like anything else in the entertainment business. It's pay to play. No one likes it, but eventually you want to get on stage, you got to bring customers to the stage.
Understandable.
So, you want to do your 7-minute routine, you need 7 people in the audience to do your 7-minute routine. All right? Only 3 people showed up, then you might not get on stage that night. You'll be disappointed. But you don't realize that you have a responsibility to put butts in the seat for the rest of your life.
Yes.
All right? And this is why the people that we talk about all the time, your Louis C.K.'s or your Seinfelds or my guy Cat Williams or D.L. Hughley, Dave Chappelle, they put butts in the seat, but not just by their name being on the shingle. They get out there and sell tickets. When Denzel Washington makes a movie, he's promoting that movie.
Yes.
He's doing the radio. He's doing television. They're showing clips. All right? Because, back east, if you're going to do a radio show back east and it's a morning show and it's at 7 o'clock in the morning, what's 4 o'clock in the morning here? So you're getting up early, half hour early, to get ready to do that phone show, that phone interview, that phone promotion for whatever. It's a never-ending job. It's
Is this a part of the comedy school that you learn how to do some of the hustling part of it?
You kind of. It's actually one of the rare few jobs where you don't learn that part. You learn about the proper way of structuring a joke.
Okay.
All right. And the delivery of that comes later. It's called your voice. Your voice is really a code word for style. All right. People say, I gotta find my voice. No, you don't. You manufacture your voice. What you want to do is you want to create a style that's unique to you, who you are. When I'm on stage, when I get off stage, no one can come up and say, oh my God, you remind me of.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen.
Word.
All right. And
did it take you long to find that, or do you find that?
I found that after about 3 months.
Okay.
Because they told me when I went to school that what I'm doing will never work. And I was old enough to say to myself, well, hell, you've been doing this shit for 20 years. You must know what you're talking about. What will work? Well, you just start from over. Just stand there and talk. Don't hold the mic. So I did that for pretty much 2 years. All right. And after I did that, then I started developing something that would be connect with the audience. Because I would be up there very aggressive, and I would be talking about sex like all comics do when they first start. They think sex is funny.
Yeah.
All right, and it's not really that funny. You know, it is if you can say it in a way that no one's ever heard it before. But other than that, it's really not that funny. But all new comics get up there, they always, you know, men get up there, they're trying to impress women, so, you know, they want to tell us how their dick needs to be sucked. And then women get up there and they want to tell us about how they suck a dick, you know, and because they're trying to endear themselves to the male that are in the audience, and of course the other male comedians, even though they're never going to suck their dick because they're not really that way, but that's what it is. And then the whole time I'm thinking, shit, none of that shit's going to sell.
Word.
All right? So you manufacture that stuff. So I was too aggressive, all right? And then once I learned how to just talk calmly, like kind of like when you first saw me when I did comedy, I never held the mic when I used to do my show when I first started. I never took the mic off the stand, all right? That kept me in the pocket, as we call it. All right, that kept me in the pocket. And then I developed what is called the sexy voice. So, oh my God, I got to smile when I talk, right? So therefore, when I'm working in a club in an intimate setting, which is different than arena comedy setting, you know, I can walk on stage, I blow a couple of kisses, right? And I'm just swaying my ass back and forth real subtly, right? Then I look at a woman, I say, oh my God, look at the way you're looking at me.
Yeah.
You're like, you could ride this chocolate mountain tonight, you know, and then boom. They're all on board.
Word.
That's it. They're all on board. By the time I finish, they actually think I'm fucking sexy. All right? And, of course, I am, but not in the way that I'm portraying to them.
The confidence,
right.
though. The confidence,
it's the confidence
is sexy.
thing. Because really, in essence, you know, at my age, right, I'm into lazy sex. All right? Listen, if you can lay on your side and I can lay on my side.
Word.
And I can just get the tip in, we cool. You know, because people don't realize the reason niggas is working out at the gym so that they can look good fucking just in case it gets taped. I'm not worried about that shit at all. I don't really care, you know. I mean, one time I accidentally saw myself in the mirror and I said, thank God this shit's not being videotaped. You know.
Okay. When did you start touring? Almost basically either on your own or with someone. Like let's say you were 3 months, you found your voice, you're working here in LA. When did you start traveling outside of LA?
When I started working for Cat Williams.
Word.
That's when. And I should have never been hired for that job.
What do you mean?
That means when I got fired the first time, that proved I should have never had that job.
Oh.
Okay? You know, but he's a generous man.
How you get fired from a comedy job?
Oh, well, you could be. I can tell you very simply what it was. Okay? You're doing your comedy routines, 14 minutes long. You're in minute number 12. You're in New Jersey at some godforsaken gigantic building. I forgot, some Liberty Hall or whatever it is in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Okay? And right in minute number 12, when you think you're kicking ass, when you think you're doing it, someone goes, boo.
Ooh.
And then when someone goes boo, the other 12,000 niggas start to cascade the same boo.
Oh, shit.
And that's when you know, because you can't get booed in arena comedy if you're not the headliner.
Word.
So I get off the stage. Cat calls me into the office. He goes into his dressing room before the show. I had never been in his dressing room before a show ever. All right? And he looks at me. He goes, so what do you think happened? I said, I don't know, sir. He goes, well, it's not your fault. It's my fault. I said, how was it your fault? I was just on stage. He goes, no, it's my fault. You know, but don't worry about it. Don't you worry about it. You know. I said, all right, no problem. And I left, right? Then that night we get back to the casino. We're staying at some casino in New Jersey off the shore. You know, I think we got like some extra cash to gamble with. You know, and I'm feeling pretty bad. You know, because I'm thinking this is
get booed.
Right, and I'm thinking this is it. Right? So we're in the limousine. Oh, this is not it for you, Weezy. You're fine, man. I said, no, I got to get fired. Why? Because the other bitches got fired that got booed.
Yeah.
You know, but they weren't ready. I said, I know, but, you know, no, I just got to get fired. No, you're not going to get fired. Well, at this time, I was also responsible for passing out the information, plane tickets, all of that kind of stuff.
Word.
And everybody kept calling me, where are the plane tickets? You know, the show's tomorrow. It's like Thursday.
Yeah.
Nothing, right? Friday morning, Weezy, you get your ticket? No, I didn't get my ticket. Well, I got my ticket, fam. I see you.
Wow.
Oh, well, sorry about that. I blow my nose.
Right.
Anyway, well, we'll just keep going.
I grab your tissue. Want me to grab your tissue?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can
Huh?
I can get it.
All right.
You got this?
yeah. Thanks, man. And of course, I didn't get the call.
Oh.
That was it. So then, when I finally got rehired again,
It only takes one booing, like.
of course, look,
But I mean, you could. What if you have like 6 great shows in a row, get booed on 7 for whatever reason?
you are only as good as your last set.
True that.
Okay, new comics don't get it yet. All right, they're waiting for a time when, oh my God, I've made it. You never make it.
Word.
Okay, the reason why these guys that I've met are who they are is because they never stop trying to attain greatness. All right, and they are not going to say that. They never say I'm funny. Thank you, sir. They never say I'm great. That's how I can tell the difference. I've been doing this long enough that I can, if someone trying to tell me how funny they are, this is about as good as it's ever going to get for you.
Word.
Because I'm working with people who are fucking legends and they never talk about how funny they are. They talk about how funny other people are.
Word.
All right? They talk about people, how funny Richard was. They talk about how funny Robin Williams was.
Yeah.
All legends.
Excuse me about that camera.
That's
they
right.
talk about
Sneeze
Robin
right
Harris.
Right in the mic.
All right? They talk about all these people in L.A. about how funny they are.
Word.
All right? And these people are the ones that are moving up the food chain, making noise all the time. I've never once met anybody big in the business talk about how funny they are. They talk about how funny everybody else is. There was a tour called the Comedy Get Down.
I heard about that.
It was with D.L. Hughley, and it was with George Lopez, Eddie Griffin,
Cedric the Entertainer,
and Charlie Murphy, who passed.
Yeah.
And I
Bless
bet,
the
and I don't know this, but I would guess that when those guys were there together, they would talk about how funny each other was, but not themselves.
Word.
I bet no one was in there and said, you know what, I'm funnier than you. No. All right. Now, I know Cedric the Entertainer a little bit. I never met George Lopez. I never met Eddie Griffin. Okay. Met Charlie Murphy a couple of times. But these people that I've met and had an opportunity to sit down, never talk about how funny they are.
Just super humble.
You're right.
And give everybody else their props.
And if
Take
you
lessons, young niggas.
Right. If you have to tell somebody you're humble, then you're not humble. All right. If you have to tell somebody you're humble, in my opinion, you're not humble, because humble is something I will see and I will tell you. Eventually, I will tell you. All right, but it's not something. If you have to tell me you're humble, it's because you're hiding something else from me. So you want me to see that instead of what I really see. And I'm at a point in my age where I can really see it. So it's a turnoff to me. I'm funny as fuck. I'm humble. Can't nobody follow me. What kind of shit is that? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's psychological. We're trained. We work together. All right? We work together. The audience really doesn't care, right, until they see you. If I didn't have a great night on stage and the guy next to me had a great night on stage, you know how I know? Because a person will walk up to the other comedian and says, oh, my God, you were so funny. I really enjoyed you. And then they'll look at me and say, oh, my God, I fucked up. And you were funny, too. They'll give you that. That doesn't bother me.
Word.
That doesn't bother me because it's about connection. You connect with the audience. Sometimes you connect. All right? I had the funniest story. One of Cat Williams' best friend's wives always talks about how funny I am. All right? Always talks about how funny I am. Kid, the other day, Cat, it's not he got tired of it. He goes, well, at least you know you got me and somebody else, Weezy. He thinks you're the funniest in the world. That shit was so funny. Yeah. It was so funny. I connected with her one night with something I did on stage, and she just never forgot.
That's cool.
It really wasn't that great. But what happens
according
is
to you.
Right, according to me, and my tape.
Yeah.
Because somebody says, you tape every show? Yeah. I said, don't professional athletes review the tape after every show? I'm a professional.
I listened to Joe Rogan's podcast, and he talks about how he records all his sets, and on his ride home, he listened to it, he takes his notes. And
yes. Absolutely. Because sometimes, like today, when I was watching something, because I have a bit where I go, I'm 59 years old, give it up for me. Applause, 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 applause. All right. I said, I look good, don't I? In my weight class, I am the Will Smith of good-looking motherfuckers, right?
Yeah.
Then they laugh right there. Then they laugh, right?
Uh-huh.
And then I'll look at somebody who's white in the audience, if they're white, and I say, oh, I'm sorry, I am the George Clooney. Stop right there. That's a laugh right there.
Uh-huh.
All right. If no one laughs, if it's Latino, then I'll say, no, I'm sorry, I am the Eric Estrada.
Uh-huh.
All right. And then I'll say, you know what they say, fat don't crack, it just stretches. All right, that's the punch. All right, that's the punch off of the first original punch. And so the reason I tell that story is because that's what we do when we're on stage. That's the things that we talk about. All right, that's the way that we connect with the audience. And so they think that stuff is funny. All right, and it is, and that's just because I wrote it, and it is funny during the context of what it is. But those things you do because you want people to remember.
Yes.
All right, so everyone's going to be saying, "Fat don't crack, it just stretches."
Yeah.
Or I'm the Will Smith of good-looking motherfuckers.
Yeah.
That's what Cat Williams was talking about a few months ago when they had that mini beef when he was saying, "You need to tell me a joke that person has said that people are repeating."
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Because when you talk about him, you can remember his jokes. You can repeat his jokes. Dave Chappelle, you can talk about his jokes. You can mimic sketches from his television show. All right. Cedric the Entertainer. My goodness, this man.
Yeah. Hey, delicious.
Right.
Call
you know
that
what I'm
nigga
saying?
delicious? Yeah.
Or not. And I'm just talking about comedians of color, but
Right.
it just goes farther than that. You got Jerry Seinfeld.
Yes.
All right. You got Louis C.K., who, of course, you know. I don't see nothing wrong with whipping your dick out as long as nobody
either.
reports it. But that's because we're men. Because as men, we want to be able just to whip our dick out anytime we want.
Even if if you didn't like it, sorry. Let's move on. I don't.
Yes.
I don't see a big deal with any of that.
Yeah.
Even the Parkland shooting joke that he told, I didn't really see a big deal about that either.
There's a guy by the name of Darnell Rollins.
I love
Darnell
Rollins. He's Ashley Larry from
yeah.
show. He's so funny.
Now,
he's so funny.
Darnell, one day, 6, 7, 8 months ago, maybe a year ago, we're at a place called The Parlor on Melrose, where Jay Davis used to produce a show. And people say, Jay Davis. Jay Davis was on Tourgasm with Dane Cook. All right? Jay Davis is connected to lots of comedians. He produces the show and books over at the Laugh Factory. He's a great guy, fantastic guy.
Nice.
So Jay Davis was producing the show at The Parlor where he would give young comedians like myself opportunities to get on stage. All right? And one night, Darnell Rollins gets up there, and it's like maybe 3-4 months after the shooting in Las Vegas, and he tells us, he's going to do it, and he was funny as fuck telling that shit.
Word.
All right? And you know what I was thinking when I was there? I was thinking, I don't know shit about this comedy game. I don't know shit about this comedy game. Because people don't understand the two rules. We either say funny things or make things funny.
Word.
Those are the two jobs of a comedian. Say funny things or make things funny. All right? So what he did was make something funny.
Yeah.
All right? And sometimes, because I get up every morning and read the news for an hour and try and make whatever headline I read funny.
Now, is that something that you learned in comedy school as a challenge to be able to do that, or is that something that you did on your own?
I learned that from Cat Williams, actually. All right? I knew about it, all right? But he constantly reads. He'll have 1 or 2 books going, 1 or 2 magazines going.
That sounds good. Oh, it's so beautiful to hear.
And he's reading. And
it sounds like D.L. Hughley, too. That is a well-informed man.
Yes, man.
Well-informed man.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well-informed man.
And I really find that a lot of comedians, especially the ones that I like, they really are. Like, they're highly intelligent. They might seem like they're saying or doing some silly shit, but they know,
what
they're
saying.
talking
You just
about.
let the biggest secret out of the bag out that most people don't know.
That they're intelligent?
These men are the most intelligent.
It's got to be to me, it's not hard to see that they're brilliant. Like,
well, it is, because what happens is I can say it, no one else can say it. You have to dumb yourself down for the public. Now, D.L. Hughley normally doesn't have to do it because of how he established himself, especially when he used to go on the Bill Maher show back in the day. Because remember, that was the opportunity in my opinion, it was probably before that, where he was able to express himself and he got no backlash from it, because he even had he even had his own show on CNN at one point.
Yeah.
All right, but he got to go on there and he didn't get the backlash for it. So D.L. Hughley's one of the rare few people, in my opinion, that can get on television and express controversial opinion and get no backlash from it, as it should be.
As it should be.
As it should be, because nowadays I don't think we've gone too far. What we've become a little bit overly sensitive. All right, you know.
What do you mean by too far? Because I find, as society, I think society has gone too far with being sensitive about what to joke, what they say, what can be joked about, what type of things, like, oh, we can't talk about that, we can't talk about this, we can't talk about that. I'm not a comedian, you know, in a far stretch, like, but I don't even like that. Like, don't try to censor me. Don't try to tell me what I can say is what's funny or what's not funny. Like,
it's even in the movies now, Q.
I
mean, there are certain movies right now that can't be made today.
That's terrible.
All right, and it probably is. I don't know, because for a person like myself, even though I'm not formally educated as far as college degree, I find that I normally like to research my opinions and my thoughts. All right, I like to read about it, see what other opinions are.
Yes.
And then form mine independently, whether I agree or not, you know. And I form my own opinions independently. And I say all of that is because, so that's why I say I'm not sure if it's gone too far. I just know what the difference is. Okay, I grew up when you could smoke everywhere, even in the nursery at the hospital. Okay, all right. Is there secondhand smoke or not secondhand smoke? Is it true? All right, probably is. But what bothers me is when I'm listening to the radio and a commercial or a PSA, I probably think it's more of a public service announcement than a commercial, but it comes on the radio, a spot on the radio, and they're talking about, does your baby smoke? No. But if your neighbor does, then your baby's smoking too. Right?
Yeah.
That's not the kicker. The kicker is you need to make your building smoke free. I'm like, bitch.
Word.
Right now you're overreaching.
It's my building. If I want to fucking smoke in front of the baby, I'm gonna smoke in front of the baby.
Right. Well, this is about you smoking in your own apartment and then affecting the baby and, on the third floor, the second floor, the next door.
Yeah.
Okay? And there may be validity to that. There may be science to that. But I can tell you, as a person that every now and then likes studies, I read the studies that work in my favor. Like a Big Mac a day won't affect you or kill you.
Word.
That's the study I'm fucking backing. All right? Because there's always a study that's going to go in your favor. All right? When they come out with a study that says it's okay for a pregnant woman to have a glass of wine a day, all right? They're pregnant women. Fuck you, bitch. I can have a glass of wine a day.
That's right.
Then there'll be another study saying you can't have any type of alcohol in any day. The one thing we can all agree is you shouldn't do meth if you're pregnant. We all agree on that. We don't need a fucking study to tell us that. All right? Didn't mean to bump the mic a couple times.
No, you're good.
But go ahead.
Usually where I stand on that is I don't think it's fair for anybody to feel that they can't be made fun of.
Right.
That's
I
where
agree.
That's where I kind of draw the line. It's like, I know situations are fucked up. There's so many things that's fucked up that happen all the time on Earth, but there is something funny about it.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't happening to you, you'd be laughing too.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, God, someone just said that. I think it might have been Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle just did an interview where he said the exact same thing. Most of the time, we don't even make fun of people.
Yeah.
All right. We have fun with people, but we don't make fun of people.
Not making fun of you.
See, when I look at a woman and I'm in my act and she thinks I stop randomly, but it's not. It's all scripted. All right. When I'm just doing my act and I'm just talking about, and I say, "Oh my God, look at the way you're looking at me." She's like, "Fuck, that nigga's on my bucket list." All right. Well, I'm not really on her bucket list, but I'm having fun with her.
Yes.
Right? And I'm going to talk about how we're going to videotape that shit and all that, and I'm going to turn her into a Kardashian. No, I'm just having fun.
Yes.
Now, some comedians, the only time you really go in on somebody is when they heckle.
Word.
somebody heckles, then you go in on them. But most of the time, we don't really talk about people. Now, we label people. All right? Like, if you look like Colonel Sanders, well, you're going to be Colonel Sanders for the rest of the motherfucking night.
Word.
All right? Or plaid shirt. Plaid shirt. Or someone's got thick glasses. Hey, glasses. You know I'm talking about glasses.
Yeah.
We're going to do shit like that. Or I even have one that I do subtly, you know, when I'm talking about my addiction to food, and Applewood smoked bacon being like, you know, the creme de la creme, you know, like that's the purple meth to me.
Yeah.
Okay, when I'm talking about Applewood smoked bacon, I'll turn to someone and say, you know what I'm talking about, sir. You look like you had somebody that used to do meth in your family back in the day. Okay, right? But I don't direct it toward him.
I'm not making fun of you.
I'm talking about somebody in this family.
Yeah.
Because I used to say the other way.
All
right. I used to listen to tape and I used to say, you know what I'm talking about, sir. You look like you used to do meth back in the day. That's what I used to say.
Word.
All right. And then I started thinking about my comedy school rules and practices and things. I said, well, you know what? That's really insulting him directly, you know, because he may not have done that. But he's connected to me, so he's laughing. He's taking the insult.
Word.
But I'm insulting him. So I changed it after that. I said, I'm not going to start insulting that person directly. I'm going to make it someone in their family and ease that. All right?
Yeah.
So this is why we record. This is how we make our adjustments. This is what we do because these are our customers.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
And you already know. So you know, what do people, when they go to a comedy show, where's the first place they don't want to sit?
In the front row?
In the front row. Why the fuck is that?
Because you get clowned
Why
in the front row.
Why the fuck do we have that reputation?
Yeah.
All right? Because the stupid fools who start this business and don't know any better fuck with people in the front row because they have no goddamn material. All right? So then they start going in on people. Right? What they've done is they fucked my customer up to come in to see me.
Word.
All right? So that's why I always am talking to these young comedians. At least I try to let them know these are our customers. All right? These are our customers. You don't treat them right, they're not coming back. They don't care. Right. I don't care who it is. They're not coming to see us again.
Word.
That's why it's important we have to treat them properly, have fun with them. All right? And recognize when someone doesn't like something and move the fuck off.
Yes.
You know, I'll say something sometimes and the laugh won't be there because we know when they're going to laugh. All right? Because I'm telling you, when I'm up there, I know when they're going to laugh. I say my punch, they laugh, I shut the fuck up.
Word.
All right? That laugh marinates. If it's a big laugh, because we know when it's a big laugh. When it's a big laugh, we take a break. All right? That's when you go get a sip of your drink or you sip whatever that. Let the audience recover. They're recovering from the laugh. You can't tire them out. Because we've all had a big laugh before where we've laughed so hard we're fucking tired. All right? Well, no, we ain't trying to do that shit because then they ain't going to laugh at the rest of the shit. Unless you're a fucking legend, then they don't give a fuck. They're going to keep laughing. But for me, no.
Yeah, spread it out.
Spread that shit out, right? Let it build up again.
Is there names for that? Is there a name for the big laugh? Names for the little laugh? Is it?
Well, the little laughs are called chuckles.
Chuckle, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I've never really heard something called a big laugh, but we're always going for the applause break.
Okay.
All right, so that's when somebody goes, oh,
yeah. I always think that's funny when people clap at jokes.
Yeah.
Why are you clapping? Laugh.
Yeah, you know, so the applause break is always good. You know, sometimes you get the collective applause break, sometimes just 2 or 3 people, but you're listening for that. And sometimes when you're doing a new bit, the audience gives you the punchline. Like for me, that was no French fries come with this motherfucker. That was what it was. Now see, like that, when I say it, that's not funny. All right, but the bit was like, how did that be? I don't even do it anymore, but the bit used to be like, even McDonald's has this new thing called the Mickey D meal. Have you guys seen it? The Mickey D, it comes with 4 cheeseburgers, 4 chicken sandwiches, 4 medium soft drinks, and a 20-piece chicken McNugget. In fact, folks, we do the math. That's like 5 a piece. Then I pause because that's a little chuckle.
Okay.
And then I said, I couldn't believe that they would sell some shit like that for $19.99. And then I got appalled when I woke up the next morning. I called the corporate office, and I was like, no French fries come with this motherfucker? Okay?
Word.
All right? And when I did that on stage, I stepped on the laughs because I didn't know they were going to laugh. When I heard the tape. So the next time I did that joke, I would go, no French fries come with this motherfucker? And shut the fuck up and let them laugh.
Word.
All right? So sometimes the audience gives you your punchline.
Nice.
You know? And so that's kind of what it is. So the applause break is what we go for.
Okay.
All right? Sometimes you get magic moments. You get magic moments where it's a perfect storm, and no matter what you say, they are gone.
Word.
That happened one night when I told a story about when they forgot to put cheese on my McDLT at McDonald's one night. All right, I just told the story, and I mean everyone was on the floor.
Word.
They were laughing so hard. KG came out from the DJ booth, and he was just tears is coming down his face. All right.
What
Now I didn't
like?
know. Well, hold on for a second, because I
okay.
didn't know this was the magic moment. I was still new. I didn't know it was the magic moment. But the shit feels good as fuck, though. I'm telling you, right? And then later on the next day, KG is like, "Weezy, that was it.
Yes.
That's the bit.
Yes.
You got to keep telling that bit." I said, "I know. That shit killed." Next time it was just crickets. Nobody gave a fuck that I didn't get no cheese on my McDLT. All right, so we have those magic moments in our business. All right, but most of the time when you connect properly with the audience, oh my God, it's unbelievable, because we feed off of that. All right, you tell the joke better. When they're laughing, you're telling the joke better. You are having fun. You even start daydreaming. You know, you're up there telling a joke, and you're looking over here. It's like, oh my God, I'd like to lick the mayonnaise off her tits. You know, oh my God, that nigga's ugly as fuck. How in the fuck did that nigga get him? Oh shit, I should know. You know, then you know, just you know, you start daydreaming because you are having fun. The audience is feeding off everything.
Word.
You know? All right, so then when I'm seeing 12,000 people just stomping for a whole hour. After they sat through an hour of us. And then now they are stomping and they're falling over.
Word.
And this man is sweating. All right, and doing this thing, right? That's not by happenstance. That's by fucking years of work and perfecting your craft.
Yes.
All right? So, that's what that is.
So, do you ever like ad-lib, like just
what we call it in our business is called riffing.
Riffing, okay.
Yeah, it's called riffing, and subtly, but most of my riffs are scripted.
Okay.
What that means is that I don't know if I'm going to use it that night.
Okay.
All right, but I'll be ready. All right. For instance, every now and then, I very rarely get heckled, but every now and then you get some drunk motherfucker that's going to say something stupid like, "Nigga, you ain't never seen your dick." Of course, I'm ready for that.
Word.
You know, my response is that that's bullshit, nigga. When I took a shower, I saw it right in the goddamn mirror tonight before I came here. That's already pre-done, right? All right. Or if a woman ever yelled out, "You ain't got no good dick," then my response would be, "You're right. I got tremendous dick." All right. There's like about 300 or 400 already pre-written, ready to go, and I read them. I read a portion of them every day, and all that ready to go. That's why we're always so good. You cannot talk shit to a comedian.
Word, because they're ready for you.
It's ready.
Ammunition, the gun is cocked and loaded.
When you first start, you have trouble remembering your sets, so then you start riffing, right? And you start, first thing, if a comedian says I was freestyling, I'm like, this nigga ain't even been to school, because it ain't called freestyling.
Word.
It's called riffing.
Yeah.
All right? But anyway, if he gets up there and starts riffing, and he loves the feeling when he riffs, because what happens when comedians get up there, especially when they're new and they riff, oh my God, they're funny as fuck. The audience loves them. All right,
because you just kind of feel in the room.
Whatever they're chasing punchlines. They don't know this is what it's called. It's called chasing punchlines. Because what happens is they'll say something funny, then they'll try and add on to it. Keep chasing it. We call it chasing the punchline. All right. And they think that that's how we do comedy. It isn't. As I mentioned earlier, what we do is we replicate the same material and make it look like it's never been done before.
Word.
That's what we do. All right? And so, therefore, once they learn that, and they start doing that, then you go through 4 or 5 years of this shit is no joke. Because you're getting up there and you're trying to remember and you're trying to do it and you're all that. And because you're not taking this shit seriously. That's why you can't remember, because you should be in acting motherfucking class too. Right? Because then a motherfucker say to me, "Well, I'm funnier when I riff." I say, "Well, would it be nice for you to go see your favorite nigga rap, and he changes all the goddamn rap words?"
Word.
right? Or right, you go to a play and
good point.
no, we're fucking professionals.
Yeah.
Yes.
Learn your shit and do your shit right.
Word.
All right, it's going to be tough. Of course, it's going to be tough, but that's because it's not supposed to be easy. If it was easy, every motherfucker could do it. You know how many
True that.
people sit in the audience, look at us, and say, "I'm funnier than that motherfucker."
I imagine all the time,
Shit,
especially drunk
I'm funny
people.
in that mother. Shit, man. Yeah, you funny with your friends.
Word.
Yeah.
Because they know you. You connected to them.
Yes.
I ain't connected to none of these motherfuckers that come to see me.
Word.
All right? So that's why
talk.
it's not easy. And can anybody, when somebody says, well, you know, but are you funny? I said, everybody's funny. This actually worked. I used to say this all the time, but I had never seen it. I used to say I could take anybody, feed them a few beers, let them act a fool, they can be funny.
Uh-huh.
All right? Well, one day in Las Vegas, was at an open mic, and this drunk dude wanted to get up there, and they finally let that motherfucker get up there. He was drunk as fuck, and that motherfucker was funny.
Wow.
He was funny.
Uh-huh.
I said, see, didn't I tell you you make anybody drunk? It's not what we do.
Uh-huh.
We take the same material, replicate it, and make it look like we never said it before.
Word.
You know?
Now, I got a question.
Yes.
Coming in at 50,
Yes.
did you find that the comedy community was supportive? Were people like, nigga, why are you starting to get into this now? Or were they did you
well,
have
yeah,
your back?
because I don't look fit. I didn't look 50.
Oh, okay.
You know, even now I still get people still think I'm 42.
Yeah, I wouldn't guess you
And
were
I
50.
always gotta
No
tell
way.
women the
59?
truth.
No
I
way.
gotta tell women the truth. I say, I'm 59. My dick 25.
Word.
But I'm 59.
Word.
You know. So, but
So do you really didn't have a problem or
no.
Okay.
No. The only I perceive my issues will come in more or less in as they are now when it comes to acting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I'm not fucking Halle Berry on stage.
Word.
You know, maybe privately, Holly, just to let you know that that's always available to you right there, baby. You know, but I understand those are my limitations,
Yeah,
right? And now I've established myself so I could lose maybe 100 pounds because I've already lost like 180.
Congratulations
All
on
right,
that.
thank you.
Yeah, most
Yeah,
definitely.
no problem. You know, but I can lose maybe 100 more pounds,
Uh-huh.
right? And then after that, it could be an issue.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, in Hollywood, you're either really skinny, or a little bit medium,
Word.
you know. And even that, you can't even that when you meet someone in real life, you're like, damn, you look bigger on TV,
Word.
you know. So, you know, so for me right now, the age thing, as long as I can still play 42 and I can still play 42,
Uh-huh.
that's all that really cares. That's why I got rid of my facial hair. All right.
Yeah.
You know, when I got rid of my facial hair, fuck, I got cast once at 37
Nice.
when I was 55.
Yeah.
Okay.
Black
so
don't crack, it just stretch.
that's it. So that's that's what it is.
So you find that the especially once I guess everybody starts recognizing that you're putting in the work and you're really honing in on the craft, like is the comedy community really supportive of other comedians? Like I see the work you're putting in, let's do this together or let's do that together. Or I mean, I know every industry has its haters.
Right.
I know that exists.
Yeah.
But do you find it being more supportive than it is hateful?
Well, it just really depends on where you hang out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you pretty much have three separate classes. You have the urban class, which is black comedy. You have the Latino comedy, all right, and then you have white comedy, all right. Then you have mainstream comedy, all right. So it just depends. All
Are
right?
there? I mean, I'm pretty sure there are, but are there comedians that can straddle any of those?
Well,
Like,
I do.
word.
All right. Which what I mean by that is I can work any of those rooms. I don't have an issue with working any of those rooms. Every comedian I know doesn't have an issue with it.
Word.
The comedians that do, it's normally because it can be uncomfortable. They can do it, they just don't know it. It can be uncomfortable because, listen, if you're used to working urban rooms all the time, all right, then if you work a mainstream room, you may think my material won't work there. Well, I hate to tell you this, but old white Jewish people know what the fuck nigga is.
Word.
All right, they know the word. They know who Snoop Dogg is.
Yeah,
They know all this shit. Everybody knows all this shit.
Yeah.
All right, but sometimes you're just scared. Sometimes the problem comes in the delivery of the comedy.
Uh-huh.
All right. What I mean by that is that there's a difference between talking shit and telling jokes.
Okay.
All right. And sometimes in urban comedy, we get up there and we talk shit. All right. What I mean by that is, you ever eat a pussy that smells so bad that you didn't even know what to fucking do?
Uh-huh.
Right. Well, where's the punchline?
Word.
There's no punchline there. There's no callback there. There's no setup there. There's no left turn there. You know, what the fuck are you talking about? Right. So then you try and add on to it, and then sometimes you start chasing. So that can happen. All right. But as a culture, we enjoy that.
Yeah, we some shit talking motherfuckers.
We enjoy it. You know, and if it's just about that and being funny, then fucking. If you're making a living at it, then fucking. You're getting paid at it, fuck it. Doesn't make no difference.
Yeah.
Because then, you know, if you're happy, then you're not worried about getting on television. All right? You're not worried about going to acting class. You're not worried about being on the casting network. You're not taking vocal lessons so that you can sing decently, because you may have to one day sing something.
Uh-huh.
You know, I used to sing in my act a little chorus there when I used to do what I used to call a dream sequence about being in the drive-through, okay? And I used to sing, and I took vocals lessons to learn how to sing that properly.
Wow.
Because I really can't sing.
Yeah.
All right? But, yeah, you know, some people say, well, I can act. Well, no, you go to acting class because you got to learn how to take direction.
Word.
All right? You already know that when they're shooting the scene, all right, they'll pretty much say, okay, this is what the scene is. The director tells you what the scene is, all right? Or sometimes the first AD gives really most, sometimes will do, right? But they tell you what the scene is, all right? Then everybody's ready, and then they'll do a rehearsal, and sometimes they'll shoot the rehearsal, you know, but they'll say some shit like, okay, go back to first positions. All right. Now, if you're not an actor, you don't even know what the fuck first positions is.
Yeah.
Oh, they might say something. Okay, last looks. All right. You learn all of this shit in acting class.
Yeah.
You learn how to take direction.
Word.
All right. And then you get into the deeper parts of acting, of reacting and off-camera action and all kinds of other stuff. All right. Those people that do this stuff on TV every day, they're so fucking good. They make it look so natural that you think you can do it. All right. And I can tell you, man, oh my God, that shit's not easy.
Word.
All right. My first audition, I walked in, we're having a conversation like this, right? And all that kind of stuff. And the guy says, okay, let's do it. And then I recite the copy. And he goes, Steve stops me right in the middle. Go, whoa, what? He goes, I want that guy that walked in. I say, I'm like, no, you're not this guy. It's not that guy.
Word.
I want that guy. Right? Because what happens is these people are taking somebody else's words and making it their own.
Yes.
All right? And they're making it look natural.
Uh-huh.
Okay? And the great actors transform themselves in every part they get. Johnny Depp. I mean, I love watching this guy work because I never know who I'm going to get. He is so good. I watched Blow the other night. You know, I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning and Blow was on. By the time that movie finished, I really thought this nigga was dealing drugs. That's how good he is. He is really the pirate of the Caribbean.
Yes.
You know, so that's what some of these guys are so good. Some actors like Gene Hackman back in the day and John Wayne, for some of you young people, you might have to Google these motherfuckers. All right. But back in the day, those guys were personalities.
Yes.
All right. And somebody asked me, what do you mean personality? They said the line the same in every movie they played. They were the same person.
Yes.
All right. That happens. All right. You know who's really good at transforming himself? Samuel L. Jackson. That nigga, he starts with the hairdo. I read he starts with a hairdo. When he gets a character, he says, what's his hair going to look like? And that's where he starts with. You know, I read that.
He was on 60 Minutes. Tonight I watched it.
Oh,
they had a great special on him.
Oh,
yeah, it was really good.
This man is phenomenal, and
Genius.
you know what? I don't even know Samuel L. Jackson. I never met him. All right, but my impression of him is that he's selfless, because he's in movies we don't even know he's in.
Yeah.
Because the billing is not
Yes.
because of the billing of the movie, you have no idea this motherfucker's in the movie. He's in Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Is he in Captain Marvel?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in the commercial for it, though.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
in the
I know,
trailer.
but what I'm saying is when they're blowing up Captain Marvel, they're blowing up the name Captain Marvel,
Yeah,
and
just
they're
showing
blowing
her.
up that there's a female lead.
Yes.
Yeah, but he's a
All
man
right?
like a
We
character
don't even
in it.
know that he's second lead in the
Yeah,
movie. I'm pretty sure
exactly.
he's second lead, or
Yeah.
if not first, he's second lead.
Yeah.
Word.
Okay, he reminds me of a guy. Not Samuel L. Jackson does. Well, in a sense, he does. There was a guy by the name of I think what's this actor's name? Robert Morris or Bill Morris. All right, he was in St. Elsewhere when Denzel Washington was in St. Elsewhere, a TV show back in the 80s. Okay, and Robert Morris, I would go to the movie theater. I would see this motherfucker like 3 or 4 movies.
Word.
Every year, playing 4th lead. All right, killing it.
Is that good?
4th lead, just killing it. In these movies, playing, he could play a bad guy, he could play a good guy, all right? And you see him walking down the street, and you be like, hey, aren't you that guy? But you don't know that that's fucking Robert Morris.
That's
right?
That's funny.
You don't know if that's him, but you're like, is that guy?
I know you from somewhere.
I know you from somewhere.
Yeah.
All right? That guy was just being just in the movies.
Incredible. Now, before we get out of here,
I fucked up the whole comedy thing, didn't I?
No, man, this is perfect.
Yeah.
This is perfect. But I do got one more, another question about comedy, though. If you care to share, a bombing situation.
Oh, I did the New Jersey.
I know that's a different one. But I mean, what's one where you? I mean, okay, let's say you have a 12-minute set, and at like 6 minutes, you're like, this ain't going good. Do you have to do that last 6 minutes, or do you be like, good night, motherfuckers?
Well, first thing, when I first started, no. When I first started and I got up there, and if nobody laughed after 1 minute, I'd be like, that's my time. I'm Big Weezy. Good night. All right? But that doesn't happen anymore.
Okay.
That doesn't happen. All right? If you have a 12-minute set and the first 6 minutes don't go good, the last 6 minutes are going to go good, because this is the #1 rule. Always rely on your material.
Always rely on
because your material will always win out.
Okay.
I have been there when people have been struggling for 3 or 4 minutes, and then one punch hits, the whole audience collectively is on board, and they finish strong. And they don't even remember the first 6 minutes. They just remember how good they felt when you got off the fucking stage.
Word.
And this is why we replicate our material and get good on material.
Word.
Because we already know, as veteran comedians, it works. Even if it's not working right now, it's going to work by the time I get to where I need to work. The ones that are still feeling themselves, that's when they'll switch off and they'll go into what we call crowd work. You know, by the way, what do you do for a living? You know, that's where the crowd work. Or what do you guys want to talk about? Oh my God, I'm really. Next time I hear a comedian on stage say, "What do I want to talk about? I want to shoot."
Because you know, you don't
can't say that to me too. You can't say you want to shoot anybody.
So as a fellow comedian, you're sitting in the audience. You're like, oh, you're not relying on your material.
You're not relying on your material.
Okay.
All right. And you know, I am. You know, Gat Williams picks his own people. All right. Sometimes he relies on this, because you got to remember, he's got Red Grant. He's got you know, who else he's got?
I know you have some female comedians.
No, but I'm just talking about people that I personally understand that their opinions mean something. Not that nobody else's doesn't.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just saying that he'll ask me sometimes, Weezy, what about this person? Or you have anyone? And then, I tell him. And what people don't know is when I give him a name, he pulls them up and watches their stand-up right there on the spot. All right? And sometimes I got to sell their stand-up.
Yeah.
I say, look, I'm telling you, they really got it. They really got it. I'm telling you, I have to really sell it, because sometimes tape doesn't do it justice.
Yeah.
That's why anything on me on tape is probably a couple years, 3 years old. Just because someone doesn't do me justice. I look at myself on YouTube and I wouldn't come see me.
Word.
All right. So,
do you write? Like not just the jokes, but are you a writer also? Like you write skits and
yes.
things of that nature? Okay.
Like the one we saw earlier, Sugar Daddy, Daphne Springs. If you don't know Daphne Springs, you better get to know Daphne Springs. DAPHINIQE, I believe. Daphne Springs.
Word.
All right. I am D Springs on Instagram. So it's IAMD Springs on Instagram.
Word.
Makes fantastic videos. All right. She's known for pulling her gun out and all those kinds of stuff. We discussed it on the phone one day about doing the Sugar Daddy. All right. And I said, well, shit, why don't we have where it's two girls fighting over me? And then eventually it came out the way it is. But yeah, that's how we write, and that's how we get together and all those type of things. And, the one I want to shoot next is there's a couple of really great comedians that are really up-and-comers coming along. David Lucas and Teddy Ray. Teddy Ray just did Def Comedy Jam last December before Russell got accused, and they cut the rest of the
Goddamn.
future shows.
Have you done Def Jam?
No.
Okay.
No, I haven't done anything like that.
Okay.
But I wanted to do one of these two guys because they're all big guys. Like I'm the biggest, but they're all big guys, right? Where we all walk in, all right, to the all-you-can-eat establishment for the all-you-can-eat, and they're like, "No, nigga, this shit don't apply to you.
Sorry, we closed.
This don't apply to you." And I'm like, "Why? Because you guys single-handedly put Hometown Buffet out of business." And right then we start arguing. No, that was you, nigga. No, that was you. No, that was you. And then I'm like, "Yeah, it was me." So. That one should go, probably shoot another Diabetes Daddy.
Word.
And then a couple others. So, yeah, we sit there and we write it, we sketch it out. And what makes it so great is Daphne produces all of these.
Oh, sweet.
All right. So, not only she produces them and practically directs them. All right. Including she's practically the DP, Director of Photography, which she decides the shots, how the shots are. Even whether it's a wide shot, 2-shot, 1-shot, whether we're gonna edit, put inserts, all of that.
Word.
So she's the shit, all right? And I remember meeting Daphne when she was just a young 22, 23-year-old. All right, she's blossomed to a fantastic actress and personality in Hollywood, and I only work with people like that.
Word.
I only work with people. When I show up to the set and there's no weed and there's no drink, I know I'm working with professionals. These motherfuckers ready to go.
Word.
And that's how Daphne works. We show up and we work. Ain't no bullshit going on.
Sweet.
And that's it.
Man, well, Mr. Weezy, we thank you so much.
Thank you, my brother.
Get it out. Get it out.
Welcome. Sorry about the nose blows, everybody, but
it's chilly
we
out
outside.
Here.
And sinuses kicked in on the nigga.
You human. It's all good. You human. But we thank you so much for spending some time with us. If there's anything you want to share with the people, how they can find you on social media, projects you got coming up, please.
First thing, I want to thank you for having me because, you can have anyone you want, and you have to dig deep down and go a long way to find me to come out here.
No, they don't use my phone. I just call you and be like, "Hey, Weezy, are you available to do the podcast?"
I know, and I appreciate it. I do, because I love to talk. In our business, media training is important, and I've had media training, so I know how to talk.
Nice.
Most people don't know how to answer the questions I do. Just like if I just lost the Super Bowl. Well, the other team was just better than we were today. They just played well. I thought Tom Brady played well. I should have played better. We were out-coached.
Word.
Just didn't go well.
I'm terrible. I'd be like, man, I threw that nigga the ball. He didn't catch it, man. Motherfucker, man. We would have been winning.
It wasn't my fault.
It wasn't my fault.
My other favorite response by athletes are, no question about it. That's when they're thinking. So did you ever go? No question about it. The free throws were really off tonight. It was fantastic. But I want to thank you guys for having me. Cheese, it was a pleasure meeting you. Congratulations to your wife.
Would you pray for him now? I mean,
absolutely.
It's been about an hour.
You know what?
Now.
You know what's so good is, man? As an actor, I could pray my ass off.
Right.
Oh, Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for bringing us here today. Continue to watch over us. Continue to watch over my man Cheese, Father. Continue to watch over his family and bless his wife for the great job that she did running the marathon. See, that's pretty good. I can play a preacher. I can play a preacher.
Yeah, you could.
I can play it. Right, that's it. Right. So congratulations to you and that. How many kids you have? Just one?
Just
right
one.
Now?
Just one.
How old is 7?
That he know
6?
of.
Yeah, you said, damn.
No,
it's time to have another one.
Oh, man. It's too
Let
much
me tell
work.
you, I know it can be expensive. But he's going to get to the point where he can really start participating in chores. And so by the time he doesn't want to do chores, if you had one right now, the second one would be right in line to continue that. I'm just letting you know. I don't like taking trash out.
Oh yeah, I got a 16-year-old, so I haven't taken trash out in a little while now.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Wow, that's amazing.
Man, are you kidding me? When I was in your position and my kids like that, don't even think about asking me to do a dish. Don't even. How come Daddy don't do no dishes? Because Daddy pays all the bill.
Turn up.
Daddy has a kick-ass job.
Turn up.
Daddy was with Tim Allen Day. Who's Tim Allen? You don't need to know who the fuck Tim Allen is. You just need to know where the dishes go.
Yeah. So your social media or any?
All right, here we go.
What future projects, I guess, that you want to share? Because
I am bound. Believe it or not, I am bound by NDAs.
Word, good.
And shit.
That means good shit's coming up.
And I cannot talk about it.
Word.
So I'm gonna fake. Oh, wait a minute. The openers.
The Openers.
The Openers is a tour that I have put together with my good friend and comedy partner. Oh, damn airplane.
Yeah.
With my good friend and comedy partner, Mr. Sherwin R.E.
Nice.
I'm going to spell this shit because this is motherfuckers the real deal in comedy. SHERWIN R.A.
Sherwin.
A-R-A-E.
Word.
Right? This guy is the real deal in comedy. Okay?
As a comedian or
As
a
a
producer?
comedian, he is going places.
Word, okay.
He is going places, and he opens for he's open for Lavelle Crawford and Russell Peters.
Nice.
And of course, me with Cat Williams. So we put something together where we're working together. It's called the Openers.
All right.
And it's called the Openers because obviously we're openers.
Word.
And so we're going to be hitting North Carolina, the Ventura Harbor Comedy Club. Where else? Oh, I work in Phoenix, Arizona. The only date that's already written in stone is the Ventura Harbor Comedy Club, and that's going to be, I believe, May 16th. June is probably going to be North Carolina, but I'm adding dates and working dates every day.
Nice.
And booking this stuff, and we're calling ourselves the Openers. And we're going to go out and take our stuff on the road and have a great time. But let me tell you, people, if you don't get tickets to see Sherwin R.A., all right, because I talk about comedians I love. All right, Sherwin is one of them. Another guy by the name of Stephen Briggs. He's off the chain. He's another one. You know, I love all comedians. You don't have to be black. It doesn't make any difference. All right, there are comedians I love. Henry Coleman, ladies and gentlemen.
Word.
If you have not seen Henry Coleman, he was also on Def Comedy Jam this past season. All right, Henry kicked ass on Def Comedy Jam. He makes that act that he did on there look like amateur hour.
Word.
This guy is a killer. All right, I'm talking about people that I know that's going to be on stage, and I purposely go to work on my day off.
Word.
To watch these people, and they're not household names, but get to know these names now.
Yes.
All right, because you will be paying $150 one day to see him when you could have saw him for $15 motherfucking dollars or free.
Word.
For a guest list. All right, because these people are good. I can't touch none of these people on stage.
Nice.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't, but I don't have to.
Uh-huh.
All right, I got my own lane,
Got your
but
own lane,
they
yes.
are off the fucking chain.
Nice.
All right,
I
so
look forward to looking them up.
Yeah, most
yeah,
definitely.
look them up. There's plenty of them. I know I left some people out. People are gonna be hating on that motherfucker. You see that fat ass Weezy? Well, fat, yeah, he was on the Quay and Cheese show. Yeah, what happened? That motherfucker was naming off the niggas he liked, and he didn't put my name in his mouth. That old fat hating ass motherfucker. And then I said, guys, did I just get fat shamed? Because that's what they call it, right? I got fat shamed.
Yeah.
Goddamn, white people invent these goddamn sayings.
Yeah.
So anyway, I am Big Weezy.
That's your social media?
That's this is Instagram. It's IAM, and then Big is with two G's. BIGGWEEZY. That I post all of the shows I'm on.
Okay.
Big Weezy, BIGGWEEZY, is where I post bullshit, bad shit, and love quotes. Because I am a very romantic guy.
Turn up.
I hate it when a man doesn't treat his woman right.
Turn up.
There's never really no excuse. You know, of course, I've been married twice. You do have bad days.
Yeah.
But turn those bad days into good days.
Yes,
All right. And then I've got a couple of other. I got Weezy-losophy.
Weezy.
All right. And that's just more quotes. And then I've got only one Papi Chulo.
Papi Chulo.
I signed my love quotes Papi Chulo. I'm going to tell everybody the truth because that's who I am. This is punch you in the face. See, my ex-fiance, 4 years, she just couldn't stand me in this business. Used to bail me all the time. Used to think I was out there fucking bitches. I never did. I told you I wasn't, but I do now. All right, and she used to call me Papi Chulo. She was like, "Oh, Papi Chulo, I love you so much." So I still write the love quotes and still sign them Papi Chulo because I used to sign her love letters Papi Chulo. But now I sign everything Papi Chulo. Now I've got my own private Instagram with only 4 followers. All right, so if I allow you to follow, there's gonna be some shit in there that you want to see. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is because She's on that motherfucker. She can't get into it, and there's not a fucking thing you can do about it.
Nothing.
And I remember when we broke up on the phone, one of the last things she said to me, remember when I said you can't just say shit to anything, to a comedian? You right? She went for it right there. She goes, and you know what? Your dick ain't shit. And I sent your dick to my husband. I said, well, then you trying to make him feel good about his day.
Oh.
Right? Come on.
Come on.
I'm just waiting for somebody in the audience to yell that shit out to me again. But then I'd have to send them my dick.
Word. Oh, God.
So that's it. And you guys know how to find me on Facebook, Big Weezy.
Big Weezy.
Easy.
Once again, we want to thank Big Weezy for being a part of the show. Also, you guys be sure to follow at the UnieQ Cheese Show on Instagram. That's TheUnieQandCheese, the UnieQ Cheese Show. And you can email us at theuniqueandcheeseshow@gmail.com. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel. Yes, are you pointing something? What are you pointing to? It will be below. Yeah, there you go. You want to say
subscribe?
Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys.
Remember, the more subscribers, the more money we make.
That's
Get
right.
turned up, and y'all want us to make money.
Yeah.
For the babies. We got churn.
Babies. We got
Lots of
kids.
churn. All right. Shit, let's get out of here.
All
Good
right,
night.
Once again, thank you guys so much. Deuces.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it, man. I had fun.
That was good.
Yeah.